All right, guys, now we live. What's going on out there? It's your boy Gaming 27, and once again, I want to thank you for joining my channel. And today, I want to talk about Microsoft Gamescom, and I also want to talk about this Sony situation with the whole entire deal with the remastered games. They're supposed to be giving us more remastered games. But let's go ahead and start with the Gamescom. Let's go ahead and go with you, Alex. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey everyone, ActivesiN here. Glad to be part of one of RealGamer27's podcasts again. Thank you for inviting me. And yes, we're going to recap Gamescom. That was an amazing show. And yeah, we got some other people here too. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
All right, let's go and go with you, Old Dirty.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Dirty, back in Real Gamers podcast today. Let's get it cracking.
All right, appreciate you for joining. Let's go ahead and go with you, Mr. Dave.
You kind of broke some issues.
Yeah, you kind of broke up there. What you say? Go and do it again. I barely understood you. You there, Dave? I guess he left, but I guess whenever you get that little mic issues situated. Okay, I want to talk about the Gamescom with the Microsoft, and I just felt that it was a phenomenal one, and I was just I was impressed. I was really impressed, as a lot of us real gamers was impressed that we actually getting new video games, not remastered. You got certain part of the gaming community hating badly, just saying some stupid ass shit, but. Let's go with you, Alex. Just give me your thoughts and your opinions about the Gamescom, and tell me why did you like it so much.
I was surprised. Phil Spencer had said that they were going to show as much content as they did at E3. I thought that was not possible because Microsoft had a really good E3 and they showed us a lot of new games. But then Gamescom came around and we finally saw some gameplay for Scalebound. We saw updated gameplay for Quantum Break, which both looked incredible. And and Crackdown, we finally got our first glimpse at what the cloud is capable to do, and that's pretty damn cool, being able to like destroy the entire world online. I thought that was really impressive. And I don't know, I just thought it was a really strong showing. Then we saw some more gameplay for Tomb Raider, which looks freaking amazing. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, it was just a great show. Halo 5 looked great. We got to see some more stuff about the backwards compatibility, some more indie games. Solid showing all around.
Oh, okay. Is that all you got on that one?
Oh, well, I'll let other people talk and chime in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, is that you, Dave? I think that's you with some feedback in the background.
I don't have feedback, I don't think.
Oh, really? Okay, we're good now. All right, go ahead. Continue, Alex.
Like I was saying, okay. So Gamescom, people need to keep in mind that this is not the main show; it's a B show. Like, it's a secondary show, and they still had this much content to show. That was very, very impressive. And that was the main point I took away from it, like, that they had this. Can you imagine if they skipped Gamescom and put everything they had just into E3? Nobody else would have stood a chance. And it's crazy to me that their B show was better than Nintendo's main show. That, to me, is kind of sad.
Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous, man. God dang, but it was good. I really enjoyed it. Really did. Is that all you got on that, man?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
All right, it's gonna go with you, Old Dirty. Let us know why you, if you enjoyed the Gamescom. If you do, then let us know exactly, what was so good, so great about it.
I did. Actually enjoyed it. Like, Microsoft came out swinging. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of talk. People saying, oh, they ain't gonna really show nothing doing E3, or, oh, they lost E3, and they said they was coming to Gamescom. They said they have more for us to come when Gamecoms come. So that's what they did. They kicked the door down. They showed Crackdown 3, showed Quantum Break. They showed what was the other game with the dragon?
Scalebound.
Yeah, Scalebound. You know what I'm saying? They talk about the power of the cloud that's gonna be in Crackdown 3 of just everything can be destructible. Everything can, be torn apart in the multiplayer. I don't know about the story mode, but I know they said the multiplayer.
It's multiplayer only because you need to be connected to the internet.
Yeah. So I mean, they did a lot of stuff. Then they talking about your Xbox can be DVR and all that crap. And to me, it just looked like, Microsoft is always changing up the Xbox. It seemed like the Xbox is always able to change up at a drop of a dime. When you think that Microsoft did what they did with the Xbox One, here come a month or two later, they updated it again and saying that, now the Xbox can do this, and and now I got Windows 10 and DirectX 12 and the cloud, and everything is starting to come into place. I think how Microsoft wanted to be in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It's just taking them time to actually, get the console what they wanted. And I see a lot of people are seeing this, but you still have those haters, that just wanna hate. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that Microsoft is steady making changes on this console, and Sony is not. Sony is not making any more changes to the PlayStation. It is what it is. It was a few little things the PlayStation is doing now that it probably didn't do when it launched, but you look at the Xbox One now, from launching to now, it's a whole different Xbox One.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a completely
It's a
different console.
totally different Xbox One. And from the time I was going to get mine, I got mine back in February of this year, and I hearing in party chats on the PlayStation, man, the system is garbage, the games ain't all that, and blah blah Skippy. I'm like, okay, I mean, that's your opinion. I still want it for certain games that I want that's exclusive to the Xbox One that I'm not going to get on Nintendo or Sony. And I went on here and I brought it in. I can say right now, I'm enjoying the console. I don't see what's the big problem with the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Out of the fact that, the games are 900p compared to 1080p, but to me, that don't make a big difference because I still don't see the damn difference.
Me too.
I don't know, man. You got to be paying super close attention and pixel counting to actually notice anything. And if you're doing all that, you really aren't playing your video game.
Yeah, it is true, man. Like, if you're looking at the difference between 1080p and 4K, then that's a major difference. But
that's noticeable right off the bat.
Yeah,
that's a completely different story. But we're talking 900 and 1080. Come on.
Just being
You
fanboy.
can barely tell the difference between 720 and 1080. It's not even a super huge difference.
Yeah, just look at Mario Kart 10. Or not 10, I'm sorry, Mario Kart 8. Yeah, just look at how beautiful the game is. You can't really tell it's 720p.
Yeah, Mario
Kart
Kart is 720 and Smash Brothers is 1080, but to me, anyways, Mario Kart still looks better.
Oh, hell yeah. By a large margin. Seriously. But, yeah, what you were saying, Old Dirty? I think you were still going, wasn't you?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's just, I think Microsoft came out, what I'm saying, they just kicked the dough in. And, a lot of people that were saying that, they don't got no exclusives or, they don't got no games. They actually showed it. And they showed it at Gamescom.
Right.
So for me to do E3, come to Gamescom as well, that means they had a lot to show. So they split it up. And to me, Sony didn't show up and Nintendo didn't show up. So basically, they didn't have shit else to show.
Yeah.
And Microsoft did. So Microsoft just slapped a lot of people in the face that was, talking bad about, about their console, of what it don't have and what it can't do, and the PS4 is the best. I still got people, telling me to this day, what I'm saying, that PlayStation is still the best. But I'm like, I got into it with a guy. Well, we didn't get into it, but we always go back and forth on the PlayStation 4. Tell me that the PlayStation 4 is the most powerful console. I'm like, okay, but was this most powerful game that goes with the console? Because I haven't seen it yet.
The thing when it comes to power that I never understood, it's not all Sony guys, but a lot of them seem to be obsessed with this power thing. If you are so hell-bent on having power, then why don't you play on a PC?
That's the question that we still don't even know, man.
I don't get it, because like,
I don't get
if
it
that
either.
is your main reason for buying your plastic, why don't you
It's
just
just-
buy a computer?
It's just being fanboys to the fullest. That's all it
I
is. Just
guess it's just weird.
That's what it is. I said this all the time. You know, if you want power, go to a PC. You know, build your a PC rig. You know, spend you maybe a couple thousand if you want the best out of the best. You know, but with this whole entire just fanboyism, you know, with this 900, 720p, 1080p, hell, that's not even much big difference between all three of them. But go to 4K, you will see the major difference.
Yeah, because
And that's why I
PC's
love-
running games in 4K already, so like, what are we complaining about 1080p? Or even if you're at 1080p, you're still behind the curve.
Yeah, but with the deal with this, like with PC being 4K, you know, of course they got the best graphics, resolution, all that bull crap, but they still get the redhead stepchild treatment.
Yeah, they
especially-
still get like shit ports.
Yeah, they do.
Which is
Because
crazy
they
to
can't.
me, but-
They can't. The reason why they do that is because they can't take them seriously. Because a lot of people that has a PC hire a lot of those games, and a lot of them they rather wait until a price drop. That's why you don't see these big blockbuster third-party games on the PC selling like tens of millions of copies. You don't never see that. I don't even think a game even reached 5 million yet on the PC. It's really hard to reach that amount because people are pirating games like that. I'm just being real with that. Even though it's the superior version, but what's the point of having a superior version if you're not gonna get the support? But they kind of got that Wii U treatment. Well, it's a little bit better than Wii U, but they still get treated like red stepchildren. Just being honest.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead, older. I didn't mean to cut you off again.
Oh no, but I mean, basically that's it. You know, Microsoft came out and you know they showed their cards. You know what I'm saying? They threw the cards on the table, and you know what I'm saying? They got blackjack. So I mean,
Oh,
and,
really?
and Sony wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? To battle because they didn't have nothing to show.
Didn't have anything. Yeah.
That is true. All right, Mr. Dave. What's your intake on this, man? You know, you just recently bought your Xbox One, and you are enjoying it. So I'm glad that you are enjoying your Xbox One because they have great games on the system, and they got more great games to come. You know, with Scalebound, Crackdown, Quantum Break, you know, Gears of War, the Ultimate Edition, Gears of War 4, Halo 5. You know, you can't tell me that you're not gonna enjoy those games. I'm just getting sick and tired of these people just damage control talking about how much the Xbox sucks, man. They're just people just being corporate slaves or corporate cheerleaders, man. Give me your thoughts about the Gamescom, Dave.
I thought Gamescom was pretty good, but to be fair, I gotta bring my opinion on this. When it comes to exclusives, PlayStation has the better looking exclusives, hands down. I got Forza Horizon 2, which looks good. That looks close to Drive Club, but Drive Club does look better. Titanfall looks like a last gen game, but it's fun. Dead Rising 3 does look last gen, but it's fun. I think Microsoft, what they need to do is they need to step their game up a little bit on the graphics on the exclusives. Now, when it comes to third party, it's not real noticeable, but Microsoft does, PlayStation does look a little bit better. It's like last gen. When you looked at, it's not like last, let me fix that. It's not like last gen when you looked at the PS3 and then you looked at the 360, because the 360 had better looking games than the PS3. Hands down, when it came to third party. Now, if you look at the Order and then you look at Rise, the Order looks better, but Rise looks good too. I think Microsoft can get things going better. They just got, these developers got to learn to optimize these games and get them, looking, it's just lazy developers. That's all it is. I don't think these systems are much different apart, like everybody says. That's just basically people that can't afford, both consoles. They got to cheer one up for the other one, both consoles have great games coming. Uncharted 4, Last Guardians come for the PlayStation 4, and then Xbox One's got Quantum Break, which I'm excited for. Scalebound is usually not a game I play, but that game looks great. It looks fun. I'll probably get that too. Crackdown 3, I loved Crackdown 1. I've always had Microsoft consoles. I've never hated Microsoft. I just didn't talk about Microsoft much on my channel because I didn't have an Xbox One. I don't like talking about something that I never played. I can talk about the Wii U because I owned the damn thing for 3 years so I can give I can give people an opinion about that. But if I don't have something, I'm not going to talk about it, But Gamescom was really good. I thought it was better than their E3 show by far. If they would have brought that E3 show to E3, they would have won Gamescom. They would have beat Sony because Sony really didn't have much to show at E3. Neither one did. neither one, Microsoft. But if their Gamescom, you know, blew their E3 show away, they would have won with that show. Now, from what I'm understanding, Sony's going to be at Tokyo Game Show. Is Microsoft going to be there?
No.
See, so it's like, you know, so this is Sony's chance to, you know, throw one back at Microsoft. They got to bring their A game to Tokyo Game Show. Because the one thing I will admit here, Sony does not have really any games coming this year. The only games they have coming is third party, and to be fair, Sony is riding on third party right now. I mean, it's a fact.
They rely on them a lot.
They're doing what Microsoft did last generation, and it's working for them. You know, I don't think Microsoft will ever catch up to Sony, but I think they'll earn their second place spot. And the only people treating them like a redhead stepchild are the fanboys. That's it. You got to think. You guys got to think one thing. YouTube is a very small place to the overall gaming. You know, there's more people in the world that game and don't watch YouTube or do YouTube. YouTube is a very small thing to the world. Now, I didn't know about YouTube until I was looking up a Black Ops 3 DLC for the Wii U, and then I came across all these YouTube channels. I never knew people did YouTube and talked about games. I have more friends that game that don't know about YouTube. YouTube's a very small place considered to the world of gaming, you know. Not everybody looks at social media and goes by that. It's not the same. Like there's a, you know, I notice YouTube has little laws and stuff about certain things that if I would say some of this to some people I know that pretty hardcore gamers in real life, they'd laugh at some of this shit. But basically I thought it was a great show, and I think Microsoft stepped their game up. One thing Microsoft does need to do, they need to get their exclusives. You know, I noticed a big problem with the hardcore gamers if a game's going to PC. That's stupid. For me as a console gamer, I'm not going to go to PC, so I got to get it on the Xbox One. You know, and I like that Microsoft's doing the cross-platform. Like you can play PC players, you know, and Sony's doing that too with like Rocket League, but I see it more on Microsoft. You know, you can play PC players. It makes a bigger, you know, install base for when you play online games. You know, it's good. All right, but that's all I got.
All right, I appreciate you giving me your thoughts about that. Yeah, man. Overall, man, the Gamescom was pretty good. I'm not, you know, some people that's hating be like, it was all right. It was decent, but just be real. You can't tell me that Quantum Break, Scalebound, Crackdown 3 is not the games that you don't want to play. I swear, if those games, if they was on the PlayStation platform, the Sony fanboys would be freaking praising them. And like I say, I go where the good games is at. You know, just like what you said, Dave. I would go where the good games are at. I'm not gonna freaking damage control about that. It's just funny that a lot of these Sony folks just being so pissed off, just so butthurt about this. I don't know what to say about this. Like
I don't understand what they're so mad about. Like, if you should be mad at anyone, you should be mad at Sony.
They should be happy. They should be happy that you know they are actually getting new games, whether they own an Xbox
well, they don't
One
have
or
an
not.
Xbox. That's the thing.
Well, they need to get their ass up and go fucking the Xbox One then. Stop.
Like it is not Microsoft's fault that Sony didn't show up and have a conference. It is definitely not Microsoft's fault that the only thing Sony talked about was giving you more remasters. That's on Sony. So I don't understand why they're so mad about Gamescom. It's just so bizarre to me.
That's why I said to the fanboys, if you get mad at somebody, don't get mad at the Xbox fan base for being happy that they got games.
Exactly.
Be mad at Sony for continuously giving out remasters. That's what I'm saying.
They're not even going to stop. They're making more because they still keep saying that all these 360 guys went over to the PS4, and for some reason Sony feels they should cater to these people instead of their actual Sony fan base, which to me makes no sense. But
I basically said this, like, if they're going to continuously and give us remastered games, then give us more games at the same time. Like, if you're remastered games,
like, it wouldn't be as bad if they had some newer games as well that aren't only multiplayer games. But it seems like they're mostly pushing out remasters to cater to these new guys that came over to PlayStation instead of helping out their actual fan base.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. I feel that Sony is gone lazy, man, because we know that they are killing the competition. The freaking the gap between the Xbox One and the PS4 is pretty. They got a pretty good cushion. I think it's like around 12 or 13 million, something like that. That's
small bases, the Wii U and the Xbox One, pretty much. But the bad thing is, I just want to say, if Sony's has this huge lead. The bad thing is Sony could get lazy and like just because they're winning, you know, most times somebody's winning, they don't do much to keep winning.
Exactly. I think that's their
That
biggest
could be a
issue
bad
right
thing.
now.
Yeah, that could be a real bad thing because you know this is Microsoft's time to shine. You know,
Microsoft's like this year they're gonna close that gap because Halo's
Oh,
coming.
they have to. Halo and the Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
Tomb
Tomb
Raider is still
Raider,
big.
Halo are coming this year, and that I think that gap's gonna get a lot smaller. Sony will always be in front for most of this generation. Who knows later on, a couple of years, who knows? But like that gap's gonna be a lot smaller than people think after this year.
Oh yeah, because last year I believe Xbox One outsold the PS4 for the month of was it November, December? I forgot which month it was, but they did outsold them for that month, and I guess after that Sony just basically took over again and just dominated the gaming market. You know, but you know with the PS4, of course they are dominating because I guess for some reason people want power these days. I don't know what it is, or it's probably good, great marketing with the system.
They have very good marketing.
Yeah, that's one thing I could give to them. At least they have great marketing in which Nintendo should take notes. But we already know how Nintendo are. They are very, very, very stubborn. But yeah, with some they had their turn this year. You know, they had a few exclusives. You know, Bloodborne, or 1886, Major League The Show. What else? I'm not sure if I missed anything. But like Microsoft, it's their turn. It's their time to shine. You know, of course, Microsoft they got bigger name games coming out this year than Sony because everybody know what Halo is, everybody know what Tomb Raider is, everybody know what Gears of War is, in which I'm so hyped about for the Gears of War collection.
And now they're actually giving you all the other Gears games for free, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And all that does is it makes Sony's God of War 3 remaster look like a joke.
Yeah, because Microsoft they actually cater to the fan base, like you know, like they're giving us this brand new game, and they like, okay, by the way, here's these other games that if you missed out on. And with Sony, when the last time has Sony done that? Like we get a brand new game, and all of a sudden they give us like the older games. Like I guess it has something to do with the backwards capabilities of the Xbox One of why we get these games. I guess for instance with the Rainbow Six Siege, like if you buy that, you get the Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2.
Game. Yeah.
So when's Sony gonna do that? When they gonna step up?
They're not gonna do that, Sony. They can't. They're doing the PlayStation.
They don't have the infrastructure for it.
Yeah,
they want you to. If they did that, they'd be fucking themselves over with PS Now.
Yeah, they'd lose a bunch of money on PlayStation Now. They can't do that. They're going to have to work out some deal. They're going to have to do something more with that PlayStation Now. But I think that PlayStation Now is something else. I think it's a future console. I think it's just a beta for PlayStation 5 or 6. It's something they're wanting to stream games eventually to you.
Yeah,
I think
it's cheaper than them making hardware.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that was a smart idea for Microsoft to, to do the backwards compatible, and now with, like you said, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, you get the rest of the Gears. You know what I'm saying?
For free.
With, free. And with Rainbow Six, you get Rainbow Vegas 1 and 2 free.
And I think they're doing that for Fallout 4 too. You also get
I
Fallout
think so.
3.
I think
Same thing with Fallout. You buy
Fallout. Just Cause, you get Just Cause 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a smart. That's
smart.
Move.
Yeah.
And for the people that's still on last, generation consoles, they looking at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Well, yeah, because their saves and stuff transfer over too.
Yeah.
And all their gamer scores and all that transfer over.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty smart of Microsoft, to actually do that, to get more of their consoles, being pushed off the shelf.
Oh yeah, I feel that this holiday is going to be huge, man, because I believe Halo comes out the month before Tomb Raider. I think Halo's
October and Tomb Raider's November. Yeah.
Yeah. So you tell me in the month of October and November, you can't tell me that the Xbox One is going to see a dramatic change with their install base. It's going to get huge, especially with the holidays.
If Gears the end of this month. Yeah.
If they don't see a dramatic install base with Halo and Gears of War, I say Gears of War 4, not Gears of War Ultimate, then you can sit here and say, oh, the X, because those are their big guns. One thing you have to say is like with Nintendo, they dropped Smash Brothers, they dropped Mario Kart, nothing really happened with console sales. It did, but not much. Right. Now with Microsoft, When you don't see no big leap with these games, then people could start saying stuff. Same thing with Uncharted. Like, Sony hasn't even released their big guns. And, you know, if Sony drops their big guns and you see huge install base, then Microsoft has some problems. Neither one of these two consoles have dropped their big guns. There's been no Last of Us 2. There's no Uncharted 4. There's no new God of War. There's no new Halo, no new Gears of War. You know, we haven't seen the big guns yet. And this is still the early in the generation. People are acting like this generation's over. It didn't even begin.
That is true.
It
takes like a couple of years to get started. But I think the first year of Xbox One and PS4, I think that's probably one of the worst generation starts ever, man.
Yeah.
Because it was just a bunch of remastered games, in which it wasn't remastered. It was basically ports.
PS3 had the worst generation start ever. It took like half a generation for that console to get going. Like, the PS3's launch for like 2-3 years was fucking horrible. You had Resistance Fall of Man. That was it. The only game worth talking about. And then it finally picked up. Yeah, PS3 was the worst launch ever with games, like exclusives and stuff. Nobody can deny that. That's why the 360 did so well, like the first half of the generation. Then PlayStation started finally getting exclusives. That's what separated the... and I think that's what Microsoft... You know, this
gen.
Yep, this generation will be exclusives that separates these consoles, just like it was last generation.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It seems like no matter what they do when it comes to the multi-plats, the PS4 ones will always be favored. So they have to get exclusives to differentiate themselves, and it's good that Phil Spencer is doing that.
Well, see, this whole backwards capability thing with them giving you free games, even if Rainbow Six Siege looked fantastic on the PS4 and it looked a little bit less good on the Xbox One, I'm getting 2 free games. I'm going with that version.
Yeah, you get more content.
Yeah, I'm going, like, it's like exclusive content. If there's more exclusive content on Sony's side with free DLC and shit with the game, I'm going that version. That's what will separate me on multiplats.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that, them giving you free games is very smart, and that's going to help sway people over.
Yeah, didn't Microsoft also say that with games for gold will be backwards compatible also?
Yeah, so we're technically getting 4 games a month now instead of 2.
Yeah.
Sony's going to have to step their game up with PlayStation now. PlayStation Plus. They give you better sales. I will say this. PlayStation has better sales on games on their PlayStation Plus versus Gold.
Right.
But the Xbox, giving them free Xbox original 360 games, PlayStation Plus is going to have to give you better games. They can't. Did you see the games they're going to be voting on? Those are fucking garbage. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that. Like, I can't even remember the games they were because they were that bad. They're like bullshit-ass indie games that are fucking horrible. I was like, okay, maybe they're going to give us a choice of some good games and then discount the other ones. That's what they said to do. But the games they're giving you are fucking garbage.
That is true. Yeah, like with the Xbox, with the Gold membership, like, I've been getting some good free games past few months. Like, this month, I got the Metal Gear Solid 5 game. And last month, I got the Assassin's Creed 4 game.
Well, they gave Metal Gear was given last month for PlayStation Plus. But Black Flag was a good one, too. And to be fair, Sony did give us the fighting game Gods Among Us. But I think Sony's going to have to step their game up because they're giving you too much more stuff on the Xbox side with the 360 games. And we all know last generation games when it comes to PlayStation Plus and Xbox Gold are a lot better what they give you than these new systems, the Xbox One, PS4, by far.
The reason why I think Microsoft might make a big comeback, I'm not too sure. I don't think they're gonna ever catch the PS4. But the reason why I think that because all these games, these third-party games that we are getting, these multiplats, like we getting the sequels to those games along with the Xbox One because of the backwards capabilities. But with the PS4, it's not going to happen because if Sony somehow find a way to give the consumers backwards capabilities on their system, it's going to alienate the sales on their PS now.
They're not going to do it anyways. Didn't like Yoshida or something come out and say, "Oh, it looks very complicated. We don't want to do it."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like basically, this is Microsoft's chance to take over. And like I said, like if the games look a tad bit better on the graphical terms on the PS4 versus the Xbox One, but the Xbox One give you those other free games, then it's going to shift over to the Xbox One, like with the third-party developers cater more to the Xbox One. consumers because of all the free stuff and the cool features that we have and everything. And speaking of features, I thought that the having a DVR and that keyboard was pretty cool, man. Like if you so annoyed with using your analog stick and it take you like 2 to 5 minutes just to type a sentence, like using a keyboard take you less than 30 seconds, and I thought that was a really good idea. And I believe it's supposed to be coming out this November.
You mean the chat pad, right?
Yeah, the chat pad. I thought that was really
that comes out in November. Yeah.
I'm not sure if Sony is doing something similar to that. I'm not sure if they do have that because I don't have a PS4,
you can plug a keyboard in, right?
Like a regular computer keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much, man. I ain't just gonna plug that big ass thing. I can't do that. But,
I was just thinking about the backwards compatibility for a second. You know how like this generation for Black Ops 3, Sony has the exclusive DLC early, right? It'd be for Microsoft to counter that. It'd be very smart for them to give you Black Ops 2 for free.
I doubt that, man. I doubt that.
Because it's on 360. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, you might have a.
That is one thing. Now I know Activision is not doing the backwards capability thing, and there's another, but I want to say Bethesda. There's three big gaming companies that are not doing it, which is not bad. There's still a bunch that are, like Ubisoft and all them are still in. I think EA's in it. Yeah. But I know Activision is one that is not doing the backwards capability thing. So you're not going to see Call of Duty backwards capable.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Oh, okay. Well, that sucks and everything. But yeah, it was another thing that I wanted to talk about. With this whole entire cloud, the power of the cloud and its DirectX 12, whatever, I'm not that good at the tech shit. I'm trying to see if anybody can help me out. Like, what does that supposed to, like, I guess whenever we get this on the Xbox One, like, okay, what are we gonna get more 1080p games, 60 frames per second? Is that what that's supposed to mean? The graphics is supposed to be looking a lot better than the PS4. Of course, they mentioned something about the power of the cloud is the reason why the Crackdown 3 game looks so beautiful.
It gives you more access to computing power. I don't think it so much has to do with graphics, but it allows you to be able to do more in the game. That's why they showed us the destruction of the whole world. It's not possible without more computing power. That's because they were saying that you need more physics in the game, and they can only do that with the cloud. I don't think it directly affects graphics so much, but you have more options open to you when you have the extra computing power.
Oh, okay. What about you, Old Dirty? You know anything about that? Because, like I said, I'm not a tech guy. Like, with this whole entire cloud deal. What do you know about it?
Nah, I don't know too much about the cloud. I mean, when I first heard it, when Xbox One was coming out, I was kind of like, okay, the cloud can do all this, but I mean, until it come out and we can see it, I really don't have a clue.
Oh, okay. What about you, Dave? You know anything about it?
Well, I know a little bit about it, not much, but I do know a little bit. Titanfall was supposed to have the power of the cloud, and that never succeeded. Maybe now David Maddox, that's my buddy. He does Silver Sky Productions or something. His channel Silver Sky. He explained it on my podcast, but I can't go over exactly. He knows a little bit more. I'm not a tech guy either, but with this whole power of the cloud and DirectX 12 and the Kinect, Microsoft does have this tendency to boost up a lot of their stuff, and they never kind of deliver. I'm not saying the cloud ain't going to do it, but I don't think it's going to. They're saying it's going to be like having 20 Xbox Ones. And it's hard to do all that in real time, I heard. So it's something we got to see to believe. If Crackdown 3 comes out doing it, that's great. If it doesn't, I'm leaning towards more it isn't going to do that. But I still look forward to Crackdown 3, but it's only time will tell. I mean, I notice Microsoft does tend to do that, to hype up these things that we have never seen before. And don't you think they would have been using the power of the cloud by now if that was the case, to fix a lot of things? But I don't know. Only time will tell.
Isn't the cloud also based around them with DirectX 12, which isn't available on the Xbox yet?
Yeah, see,
I don't. The two of them are tied together.
I've heard a lot about this DirectX 12, never seen nothing yet, and I've this cloud thing, I've heard that too. And we heard that with Titanfall, and didn't do nothing with Titanfall. So to be fair, I mean, only time will tell. They say it's going to do it. If it does, it makes the whole thing fully destructible, that would be cool. That's something like Grand Theft Auto I've always wanted. Like, Instead of just blowing cars up and street signs, I want to see buildings go down too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be awesome. I think just give it time. Crackdown 3, I think it comes out 2016. We'll know by then.
I'm not sure if they said that we was gonna get Crackdown 2 or 1 with it. I'm not sure if they did
They
say
didn't
that.
say that. They did not announce Crackdown 2 or 1, but I'm assuming we would. Why wouldn't we?
Probably would give it to you, yeah.
Because I missed out on that game, and I just never played it, so it could be a good game. I don't know how it is, so
It's like Grand Theft. Now, I played the first one. I didn't play the second one, but it's like you're a cop. You're like a super cop with superpowers, and you got police cars, and you can drive around like Grand Theft Auto. It's like more comic, comedian type stuff. It's a good game. I liked it. It was one of the 360 games I really enjoyed. I think the third one will be real good.
Okay. I might just give it a shot because it looks really interesting, man. And like I say, man, you can't deny that those 3 games that Microsoft showed. You cannot deny, if you're a Sony fanboy, you cannot deny that those games look really, really interesting. I don't own a PS4 myself right now, but eventually I'm going to get one. And there's some games that I want to play on there. I want Street Fighter 5. I want Bloodborne. I want The Last of Us. Those games look interesting.
Horizon. That Horizon game looks good as hell. I mean, they showed great games at E3. Horizon.
Yeah.
Last Guardian, I'm not as hyped as everybody else. I mean, if you're waiting on that game for 7 or 8 years, I think you got something wrong with you. I'm sorry. I'm a Sony fan,
considering
too.
how long people have been waiting for that, there's no way in hell that game is going to live up to the hype.
I mean, I played Shadow Colossus, which is a great game, but if you played Shadow Colossus, you know what Shadow Colossus is? It's basically one big boss fight. That's all it is. You're going around and learning how to take out different Colossuses. It's a great game, but it gets monotonous after a while because there's nothing else going on in the world but these boss fights and fighting these Colossuses, which is cool when you fight them. It's like a really cool boss fight, but that's it. That's all you're doing. And if this game looks a lot like Shadow Colossus. You have this big thing that's jumping with you. Maybe you bring him on your fights. I don't know. It's the same developer. But waiting 8 years or however long these people waited for this game I find it kind of funny because that game, to me, I would not wait 8 years for.
Nope.
I think that game, The Last Guardian, I really think Sony wanted that to be on the PS3, but I don't think the PS3 was capable of doing, of what we just seen. You know what I'm saying, or what they showed 9 years ago.
What?
I don't think it was possible for the PS3.
It looks like it was on a PS2.
That's what I really think, because why would they wait for so long to re-show this game again? Like, what was the holdup? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking that what they showed 9 years ago, 8 years ago, what we seen, when they were talking about this is what's coming to the PS3, I don't think the PS3 could actually do it.
Let's be fair here, though. Like, I love how, fanboys are, how they brag about games. I would not be bragging about that game. A game like Quantum Break, I'll brag about. A game like Uncharted 4, I'll brag about. I'm not bragging about The Last Guardian. It looks like shit. I'm going to be honest. It looks like shit. Horizon looks great. I'll play Horizon. The only thing I'm worried about with Horizon, though, Killzone. They're the makers of Killzone.
Yeah, that's my issue with that game, is it's the Killzone devs, and they're not the greatest.
They're known for pretty games and shitty gameplay. They're known for that.
That's another thing I want to talk about.
I got Killzone Shadowfall. I'll play the single player, but the multiplayer was never really much. My buddy Brimstone wanted me to get it because he said when he's getting his PS4, he wanted to play Killzone, so I picked it up for $14. Would I play full price for Killzone? Hell no. Never. Never. Guerrilla Games, I've never been impressed by their games. They just really looked pretty. I was impressed by the visuals, but not the games. Who knows, though? That game, Horizon, could be great. I think a lot of people are talking that game up because it's a Sony game. The fanboys are talking it up. Just like everybody's a fanboy of any game that they got big coming, they're going to talk up. But, I'm questionable about that game.
Y'all guess what Horizon? It looks.
That was the best game they showed to me, anyways, at E3. I don't care about Last Guardian. It looks like fucking dog shit. And the Final Fantasy remake, I think that's gonna go to PC, and it'll probably end up on Xbox anyways. But from what I've been hearing lately, they're gonna drastically change the game, so I'm starting to lose interest. But that game looks good. But yeah, just the Killzone dev part, that's the part I don't like.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about with like with Horizon and Scalebound. It's kind of like people keep saying that is Scalebound is Microsoft's killer game for the Horizon game. And of course, I said the Horizon game is the same creators of Killzone, which I never played before. It looks like something I'm just not interested in. But with Scalebound, they are made for Platinum Games, and I'm a huge fan of Platinum Games. You know, they make really good games, and you know, it's just unfortunate that a lot of their games don't sell the way they need to be sold because they put so much, they put a lot of heart into making those games, and I just feel that people just don't give two shits about them. And just look at
gonna sell really poorly. Like, let's get that out right now. Like, that game is gonna bomb. Even though it's gonna be amazing because Kamiya himself is working on it. This game is his baby, but that game and the Xbox audience do not mix.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because
depends on the marketing. Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that Sunset Overdrive didn't sell as well. People were saying they only sold like 500 copies. I mean, 500,000 copies.
I think it's at like 700,000 now, but it's not great.
I think it's 800. It's 800. It's like
800,000. Okay, well, yeah,
that's 2,000 less than Bayonetta.
That's for me, anyways. I don't know about you guys, but Sunset Overdrive is by far my favorite game on the Xbox One, and it just sucks to see it sell like mediocre compared to everything else.
Yeah, because then they won't make a sequel of it, and I like Sunset Overdrive. That's what sucks. I don't understand. I find it kind of hard to believe a lot of people didn't buy that game either. But I mean,
blows my mind.
Yeah, that's how, and it's exclusive. That's what's weird, and they didn't buy. You know, it's just how this
usually
generation.
Xbox guys tend to be very good when it comes to exclusives. They buy the exclusive titles, but they skip this one.
Yeah, that is true. And it's a brand new IP as well too. And
yeah.
A lot of people have been crying about they need more games and stop with all these rehashes and stuff and remakes and these yearly franchises. But as soon as they get a brand new IP, like it sells like dog shit. Just look at the Wonderful 101, the Wii U sold like dog shit.
Yep.
Look at
sold like dog shit.
Yeah, it still has a chance to sell 1 million. Same with
let's be real. In October, Bayonetta 2 will have been out for an entire year.
Yeah,
if it reaches 1 million and it took a whole year, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, they don't care. They want more than 1 million for exclusive.
I guess it depends on like since it's Nintendo exclusive. Nintendo they hardly go down their prices of games, so they go probably they'll make that profit back because when I went to GameStop a couple weeks ago, they were selling pre-owned for about $35. So I think it's like new for maybe 40, 45. So it's still a little bit priced. It's not like you can pick it up for like about 20, 25 bucks. No, it's not the case. It's still Nintendo property. And if of course the holidays is around the corner, and I really think it's going to reach 1 million by the holidays, and I really believe that it's going to make 1 million, and they basically gonna make their money back as far as profits.
I'm sure they made their money back already. Bayonetta 2 is not a AAA super expensive game. It's like a middleware game. So they probably made their money back already, so it's not a huge deal. But it's just annoying to me that Bayonetta is only at whatever 600, 700,000, but fucking Splatoon within like 3 days sold 1 million. That drives me crazy.
It's the marketing of Nintendo. Like with Splatoon, you see it everywhere. You see it at the movie theaters. You see, I see it at the movie theaters all the time.
Yeah, I saw it at the movie theaters as well.
5-minute specials, and you see it on Nickelodeon, Disney. You see it everywhere. They market the shit out of Splatoon. But
they came out and said they're giving Splatoon the Mario Kart marketing treatment, and they did. To their credit, they absolutely did. But right there, you can see the difference. They did not market Bayonetta. They did like a Playboy, like I think they were on Playboy's website or something, and that was about it.
That was it. One commercial on Adult Swim. That was it. That's it.
That's all you guys are gonna do for this game? Okay.
The same with Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors. The reason why it reached 1 million, even though it's a lot
on the cover.
Yeah, it has Link on the cover, and Bayonetta 2 is 1,000 times more better than Hyrule Warriors. People bought it because it has Nintendo characters on there. That's why people can't take Nintendo seriously no more. They don't want to put their games on the Nintendo system knowing that the fans not gonna buy it. That what drives me nuts, man. Like Nintendo has so much potential, but the fanboys is killing their brand, their home console brand. And just by, I guess, with this whole NX situation, I know I get off topic. I know we'll be talking about Microsoft, but with the whole NX situation, they talking about it's going to be less powerful than the PS4. But if that's the case, then it's going to be another Wii U all over again. I don't see why they want to basically bring the console out, knowing it's going to be outdated compared to the current generation. So they basically just digging themselves another grave. But I just don't know, man. These fanboys just drives me nuts, man. And and another thing that really bothers me, I forgot the name of that person, but he's one of Nintendo's reps. He basically said that they really actually listen to their fans, in which I'm still trying to understand.
That's when they come out, they're like, they're just lying though. Like that's a fucking lie.
If they actually listen to their fans, then the Wii U wouldn't even be in this predicament. Just look at the Xbox One. The Xbox One started off horribly with the price.
Oh yeah, you could not ask for a worse launch than the Xbox One launch.
Yeah, it was $500. Nobody wanted to connect.
And then you had that fucking idiot Don Matrix saying, "If you don't like online, we have an offline console for you."
That's why he didn't last very long.
Damn.
Yeah, but that's why I said, like, Microsoft, they actually listen to their fans. They want backwards capabilities. We got it. They didn't want DRM. They took it out. People didn't want to connect.
Fuck it, it's gone. Here's a no without the Connect. Yeah.
So that's one thing I could give to Phil Spencer. He actually listened to the fans. That's more than I can say with Reggie Fils-Aimé. And I might piss a lot of people off because for some reason people just worships Reggie Fils-Aimé. Oh my God, you say anything negative about it? Oh my God, they will freaking tear you into the asshole.
Ugh.
But that's one thing. I think Phil Spencer, he's a cool guy, man. He actually listens to their fans.
Yeah.
And that's one thing was driving Nintendo sort of at the console market. One more mess up, it's over, man. It's a wrap.
It just seems like Nintendo doesn't seem to understand that we're in a social network era where we have access to talking to them directly, and they just refuse. But Sony and Microsoft both talk to their fans, and they benefit from this.
Yeah, Phil Spencer is a shout out, Yoshida, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Yoshida. I heard Yoshida replies to people on Twitter, and like Phil Spencer does too. But do you think you're ever gonna get a reply from Reggie?
Oh hell no! He's just a PR guy. He doesn't give a crap about us. He doesn't give a crap what we want with the Wii U or whatever this next Nintendo home console is going to be. Just look at the Metro Prime Federation Force. Look at that debacle. I went on that Nintendo YouTube channel yesterday. We was in the Google Hangout, Alex, and I told you that people is really tired of Nintendo's bullshit because look at the dislikes of that video. 76,000 dislikes versus 8,000 likes. That the people.
Oh yeah, for Federation Force. Yeah.
The people have spoken. They don't want that bullshit. I tell you that Nintendo doesn't listen to us. All of us, we are huge Nintendo fans, and a lot of us, we just can't stand our bullshit no more. And about us doing our constructive criticism towards the company, all of a sudden we're trolls. We are bashing Nintendos. We Nintendo haters. No, it's not that. Because we want the best for the company. And you even mentioned this last week on the podcast. I was like, Nintendo drops 10 million every. Fan base declines 10 million every generation, on the exception of the Wii U. Look at the Wii U. Like, the numbers is there. The graph is there. If people don't want to go to the graph and look at how horribly their home console is doing over these past 20 years, then they are some blind fanboys. And just with Nintendo, what they're doing now, I just don't understand what the concept of what they're trying to do with this next home console. I know that it's been rumors that it's going to be a hybrid, it's going to be a handheld as well. If it's going to be a handheld, then maybe they probably might have a successful console, knowing that their handheld sell really well. But if it's not just a regular home console and it's going to be less powerful than the PS4, then they are in major trouble, man. Then just give me your thoughts and opinions about that, Alex. What do you think about this situation, man?
With the NX?
Yeah, man. I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but I just want to talk about this before I get back on.
Really off topic, but okay. NX, like if it's weaker than the PS4, that's what you're asking me?
Yeah, if it's the same situation with the Wii U.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. I'll put it this way. If the NX comes out and it turns out it is weaker than the PS4, and let's say it's weaker than the Xbox One as well, and they're still stubborn-headed, and they're gonna try and charge us $350 again, that console's dead in the water. But if it's weaker, and it comes with a regular controller, not some fucking bullshit tablet controller, and they charge maybe, let's say $200, $250 maybe, Even with the power difference, I don't think they'd be worse off. I think they'd be okay. But when their console is weak, like the Wii U, and it's almost as expensive as the competition, like it doesn't make sense to buy it. You know what I mean? And I don't think they can do that again. That's what I'm hoping. They said the NX they're planning on making it cheaper, so that's a good thing, I guess. But I guarantee you that shit is gonna be weaker than the PS4.
Oh, okay. Let's go with you, old Dirty. What is your thoughts about it? I know you're a huge Nintendo fan. I know you don't want Nintendo to just step out the console market. What do you think what they need to do in order for them to avoid this travesty, just like Sega suffered?
What Nintendo needs to do, they need to, compete with what the Xbox One and PS4 is doing. You got to compete. If it's not up to par with PlayStation 4, I'm hoping it's in between the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One power-wise. So, you can get those third parties. We don't get, excuses that, this game can't run on, the NX because of its power or, whatever. That's what we need. That's what Nintendo needs. Nintendo needs to get with the notification. I want the shit on screen.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a fucking blinking light because a blinking light could mean anything. Battery low. Somebody sent me a message. I don't know. And you got to go and search and see what the hell that blinking light was for. Put it on screen and say, hey, you got a friend's request or whatever. I need notification on screen because I'm not looking down at this tablet. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the TV. Voice chat, party chat, we need all that. You got to look at your competition and see what, the gamers like and what gamers want. What they doing in Japan, don't worry about it. If you don't want to implement that over there in Japan, don't. But over here in Europe and North America, we need that. So bring that shit's over. You know what I'm saying? They study looking of what Japan wants and what Japan does. We are two different, countries. We on the other side of the world. We doing stuff totally different than what y'all doing. So you got to focus on us. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the bigger market. And that's what Nintendo needs to focus on. You got to look at your competition. You got to bring something strong to the table. The Wii U, I'm not saying it's a bad console. I enjoy the console. Don't get me wrong. But still, Nintendo has to compete now. You done did your thing with, with the original Wii. It was standard definition. It got by, because of the motion controls. Now it's time to ante up and look at Microsoft and Sony and see what they doing, and you got to come and compete or even do better than what they doing with they consoles right now. Because, like you said, man, if they come any less, well, a company like, you know what, we can't even run this damn game, on the NX. Nintendo is out of luck. I'm sorry to say it. They just shit out of luck, and I mean, I'm hoping that it is maybe close to, the Xbox One, because, they was talking about putting Dragon Quest, 11 and 12, and I think both of them are running on Unreal Engine 4, and Unreal Engine 4 was said that it couldn't run on the Wii U. So that gives you some type of hope.
It can run. It's just they don't have a standardized way of running it. Like it does run on the Wii U. It's just no one's done it yet.
Well,
I think that Bloodstained game is going to be the first one to use Unreal 4 on the Wii U. So. Yeah.
Well, hopefully with them saying that, hey, this is going to be on the NX as well, and it's running Unreal Engine 4. That's giving me some type of hint. Maybe the console is going to be, up to par with what we have now. It has to be. If not, then screw it, Nintendo. You might as well go over there and start making games with Sega.
It would be nice if Sega and Nintendo, work together. It'd be nice if Nintendo would buy them, but I pretty much doubt that will happen. Dave, I'm gonna go to you. What's your thoughts and opinions about this Wii U Nintendo situation, this NX? Before we go to the next subject.
I don't really have much opinions on it anymore because I want to see it. We don't know what it is. I mean, we do know it has to be something to compete with the home console market, but hey, they could leave the Wii U in there and just keep going with that and just ride it out. We don't know what this is. Some people are even predicting this as some kind of fucking like streaming service or some kind of like it could be anything because they're working with Dina, which is a some kind of online infrastructure. We have no idea, but I think it is something for their home console market. I think they need to stop doing. They got to give people what they want. Just because there's a few people here on YouTube that don't want voice chat and all that, don't mean the rest of the world wants it.
Crazy.
You got to offer everything that the competition is offering.
Exactly.
Just because they're doing everything the competition is doing, don't mean they're going to make their games the same way and turn everything into Call of Duty. Some people say when you want everything everybody else has, like Mike, they laugh at it. They go, oh. They want them to act like Microsoft and Sony and do everything they're doing. No, they want the feature-wise everything that they're doing.
People act like if you get on-screen notifications and voice chat, now all of a sudden all you're going to get is Call of Duty games. I don't understand the correlation.
Wow.
Like they think just because it's doing the same, like when people say they want the Microsoft and Nintendo to compete, they're going to be doing the same exact thing. No. Make your exclusives that you do, but add the stuff everybody wants.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people want
basic features that we've been accustomed to for like 10 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
if it's such a problem with children talking to other children or grown adults, make guidelines, parental
I
guide.
don't
You know,
even
like
believe that for a second because they have that Wii U chat video feature. You can video chat with people, but I can't talk to people. That doesn't make sense.
I think Nintendo just wasn't really ready for online yet. They kind of ignored it like it still wasn't anything. Like they were just hoping that people, that's what they were hoping, that it wasn't going to become this big thing, and it is. Just like HD became something, which they were hoping that wasn't going to, for some reason, going to be a big thing. That became something, online became something. I think next time they'll come with, if they come with everything everybody else got, like online infrastructure and, you know, party chats, and you can get in online matches with friends invites, notifications, all that stuff, I think you'll see some people leaning towards Nintendo. People gave up on Nintendo because they're kind of behind the times with that stuff.
Yeah.
Then you got people making videos. It's okay that Nintendo's behind the times. You know, I don't understand that.
Madness.
I know exactly who you're talking about, but I ain't gonna name his name.
Yeah, I mean that's not. But I think I don't think they have to be as. I don't think they have to be as powerful as the PS4. It's just got to be around the same. Even if it's between the Microsoft and the Xbox One and PS4, it's fine.
But
even if it's a little bit below it, but bring notifications.
They have to keep the same
voice
architecture
chat.
too, though, because if they pull some bullshit like PowerPC again, and it's just going to cost third-party developers to essentially work from the ground up to make a specific NX version, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, don't make it impossible for third party to make games on your system. Sony learned that mistake and they made the PS4, so Nintendo needs to make it to where third party, it's easy. These developers are lazy. It's a given. They don't want any kind of trouble in making a game. Make it easy for them. Nintendo does need third party. Everybody else saying Nintendo doesn't need third party, even though they have shitty third party at times, they still need it. People, why not have good third party? Why not make it easy for them to develop on?
I never understood when people say that, because if they didn't need third parties, then why would Nintendo already be showing the NX to third party devs at E3?
Yeah. I mean, without third party this generation, they fucked up bad. I think out of all the companies that could make it without third party, but still look pretty bad, Nintendo. I don't think Sony can make it without third party or Microsoft. Nintendo, they say they are making it, but they're really not. They would look a lot better than Sony and Microsoft without third party.
Yeah,
but
they're making money and everything, but let's be real, they're an afterthought.
That is true, man. They
Most gamers, they're not looking at, right now they're looking at Microsoft, the Xbox One, PS4, the Wii U's out of the question. I hope the NX is something good. I hope it isn't like, I hope it's affordable, because when you have a Wii U that's $300 and the Xbox is $350, it's a given what you're going to get,
Yeah.
But it's too early to talk about the NX because it's all rumors. That's why I gave up on
my channel until next E3.
Yeah. It's all these rumors, and I'm not going to go based on rumors. And then anytime they announce something with a game, they're like, oh, it's coming to to the NX because it's going to be on PS4 this version, and that's the NX version. No, we don't. I mean, I want to see it to believe it. I want to see it on stage, them showing something. That'll be E3 2016.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Oh, okay, man. No, y'all all make great points, man. With this whole entire NX situation, like if Nintendo, the only way if they come out with a console that's probably barely on the par with Xbox One and PS4, meaning that whenever the PS5 comes out, they have to hurry up and give us the whatever the next Nintendo home console generation is going to be, whatever, or whenever they come out, maybe come out the same year or come out the year after, give the NX at least a 4 to 5 year cycle, whatever. But if they plan on just basically releasing the NX, next year, and it's going to be barely on par with Xbox One and PS4, and all of a sudden when the PS5, whatever the next Xbox next will be, whenever they come out their system, it's basically Nintendo they fucked. They basically in the same Wii U situation that nobody don't give a crap. Especially if they don't fix this online infrastructure crap and with the whole entire with the voice chat, these other features that you could get on the Xbox or the PlayStation, these features I've been talking about, for some reason, a lot of these fanboys just freaking get pissed off when we talk about features. Why you need this? Why you need that? It's all about the game. It's all about the high quality games. Nintendo games, they're good. They're polished. At least their games running at 60 frames per second. Blah blah this, blah blah that. God damn it! Shut the fuck up! Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I had some idiot tell me yesterday that I was talking about the Star Fox graphics and how I don't like how the game looks, and I would wish that Nintendo would delay the game and give it some more time, because Star Fox deserves to be like a top tier game. So I don't like the way it looks. I don't like that they're skipping out on online. And then I had these idiots come out and they're telling me, oh, the graphics are good enough because their game runs at 60 frames, so I'm okay with it. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We have Mario Kart 8, that's 60 frames per second. We have Super Smash Brothers, that's 60 frames per second. And those are some of the best looking games on the Wii U. And now you're going to tell me a game that comes a year later looks worse, and you're okay with it.
I know exactly who you're talking about. That dude right there, he used to follow me. He used to be on my sub. I'm not sure if he's still sub to my channel, but he don't comment. He don't be in my comment section no more since I kind of criticized Nintendo a lot. But it is what it is. But I don't care, man.
It drives me crazy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Him and there's some other guy. He always follows him. Every video he goes to, he follows him with that crap. But I ain't trying to give out no names. But I know exactly what you're talking about. These fanboys is out of control. Those are the Nintendo fans that they are so-called listening to. They said they are listening to the fans. No, they're not. They're listening to the fanboys. We are the fans that Nintendo is not. Yeah, they listen to the fanatics. They're not listening to people like us. They listen to the people that don't want change. We won't change.
They're listening to the people that don't want them to work hard.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, man. I want the best out of my console. I'm gonna be spending over $300 for a game a system that's basically outdated. Then what the fuck? What's the point? What's the point of keep trying anymore? Like that's what I'm saying. Like Nintendo, they always gonna be good at their handhelds, but with the home consoles, like if they're gonna continuously be lazy and not trying to do what the competition is doing, at least compete. Not be identical to.
And like I said, if the price difference was greater, like if Nintendo's consoles were always $200 and then they're lacking all this shit, I would have no problem. But the fact that they're trying to charge you the same money as the competition with like half the features, half the graphics, half the fucking games, it's not okay.
That is not okay because with Nintendo's games, like majority of their games don't have multiplayer. It doesn't have online.
Yeah, local multiplayer is good when you're a kid. Like I used to live next door to all my best friends. That's not reality anymore. So if we want to play games together, we gotta play online.
I guess they want us to have freaking in order to have voice chat, we got to get some cans and tie strings on it, and we can use that for voice chat, which I just don't understand. Like it's 2015, man. It's funny that a lot of these delusional fanboys still damage controlling this shit, and that's why Nintendo is in the situation that they are now. Like,
they're mostly in the situation they're in because they focus too much on Japan and let Japan have complete control. Like if they actually allowed Reggie in North America, like Nintendo of North America, to actually do their own thing, kind of like how Sony does, then it wouldn't be so bad. But unfortunately, Nintendo of Japan has complete control, and that's the issue.
Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into this. You know, I was supposed to be talking about Microsoft and Sony, but I just want to give my little intake about that. But I guess my last deal I want to talk about today is, yeah, I know some people already got salty in my comment section, my video I made today. Sony's laziness. With, you know, of course, yeah, I know you got something to say, Alex. I guess, you know, with the remastered talk, one of the reps talking about look for some more remastered games, and you know, they basically saying that a lot of people had skipped out on the PS3 that had a Wii and the 360. They more than happy to keep, you know, giving us these remastered games, so that crowd can actually experience those games that they missed out last generation. You know, and of course with these time exclusive deals with third parties, like with DLC and all this other bunch of crap, and with Sony not actually trying to give us more first party exclusives, something similar to what, you know, what Microsoft is doing. They give us more first-party exclusive, and Sony is not. They are relying on third parties, and that's what's kind of you know, making me backing away from getting the PS4 right now. Because what's the point of buying the PS4 now? If the majority of the games that's out, you know, I could get on my Xbox One. If they're going to rely on multiplats, then what's the point of buying a PS4? I'm just being real. Like, you know, the exclusives supposed to differentiate. I guess one another, supposed to be different. You know, Xbox, you got PlayStation, you got Sony. It's supposed to be different. That makes the competition a lot more better than what it is. But if Sony, if they keep on relying on third parties and not giving us more exclusives, first party exclusives, then, you know, like I say, it just makes it harder for me to go out and buy a PS4 now. So, Alex, let's go start with you. What do you feel about Sony about with this whole entire situation with not giving us more first party exclusives and the remaster deals and this?
I feel that Sony, considering their lead, they have stopped trying. Not completely, but you know, I feel like they don't seem like they have to try as much because they know they're ahead and that they can kind of get by with third party games, and they're, for whatever reason, they're focusing on remasters for the people that came over from the 360. For some reason, Sony thinks it's better to focus on these guys than their core fan base. I'll never understand it. I think that's really disrespectful to your fan base. And I don't know, they haven't shown anything that's all that amazing. Maybe next year should be good for them, but this year is not great at all. And I think that's where a lot of the anger from Sony ponies or Sony fan base, not all of them, but the fanatics, ponies, that's where a lot of that anger comes from. Because you look over on the other side of the grass and you see Microsoft, who listens to their fans. They're bringing out games this year, and they just had 2 back-to-back good conferences. And you got to look at Sony and you're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? We bought your console and you're not really supporting us. That's what I think anyways. Like, I don't know. I don't own a PS4, so I don't really care. I'm just saying, like, that's from an outside perspective, that's what it looks like.
Oh, okay. Let's get your thoughts about it, Dirt. I know you own all 3 generation consoles, so I know you got something to say about this.
All right, go ahead and repeat the question because I just came back.
Oh, okay. No, that's no biggie. About the situation with Sony being lazy and they continuously focusing on third-party exclusive content, time DLC, more remasters. Just basically being lazy and not basically, you know, catering to their 25+ million consumer install base, not giving them new games, the games that they actually want. You know, they didn't show up to Gamescom, and you know, people thinking that they are not trying right now. What's your thoughts and opinions about it?
I mean, basically, you know, Sony said it, you know, before the PlayStation 4 came. It's either before it launched or when it just launched. They said that they wasn't going to focus on first-party games, exclusive titles, like they did with the PS3. They said that, and I guess it just flew over people's head because now we are getting remasters. I mean, we are getting remasters.
Didn't they say out of 10 exclusive games, they only make money on 4?
Yeah, they say out of all exclusive titles that they didn't make money. You know, and we all know the PS3 was pumping out exclusives. You know what I'm saying? And some of them were good, but
I don't know what's wrong with half of these gamers. I don't know what the fuck they want, but then they always crying that they want something different when a company just keeps shoving out the same thing over and over. You know what I'm saying? And Sony said that we're not gonna put millions back into first party games because we didn't make money back.
Right.
So they doing what they looked at what the 360 did. 360 is doing exactly what they doing now. They only focus on third-party exclusive, third-party content, being the first to have whatever DLC for 30, 60 days. They looking exactly what Microsoft did. And they was like, if Microsoft got by just by doing that with the 360 without really spending too much, without spending what we spent on first-party games and really ain't making money back off those first-party games, well, hell, we're going to do the same thing. And it's working for them. They marketed it, and it's working well for them. But for people that want exclusive from Sony, you ain't gonna get too much. You're not gonna get too much like you did with the PS3. Because Sony already said it.
Yeah, they said that. They were very upfront about that.
Yeah, and I believe people, it just went in one ear and out the other. I guess they were just so excited for the PS4.
Well, that for the Vita, Old Dirty, though? I don't remember them saying that for the PS4.
The Vita, I don't know. To me, I don't know what they want to do with the Vita.
But I don't remember them saying on the PS4 they weren't bringing exclusives. I remember the PS Vita.
I remember them saying we're not going to put as much focus into first party as last generation.
I thought it was for the Vita, but I could be wrong. I know Wolflow would know that if he's in the comment section.
Yeah, he's there.
He is.
Yeah. Because that's one thing Sony does do. I will say Sony's got some good exclusives, and and I hope this generation changes with Microsoft with exclusives. Like it looks like they are, but past generations, Sony had some great exclusives. I mean, you can't deny that.
And they did. Sony did have some great
Heavy
exclusives.
Rain. You talk about them all the time, Old Dirty.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
I want those. I want those games. You know what I'm saying? I want a Heavy Rain Part 2. I don't want a remake of it. You know what I'm saying? I want a Part 2 of that, a whole different story. But they didn't make money off of it. The game didn't sell well. You know what I'm saying? Though only a few games that Sony had exclusive on the PS3 sold well. That was God of War, The Last of Us, and I think Uncharted. Uncharted 1 didn't do so well, but when 2 and 3 came out, it kind of caught on to people, and you know what I'm saying. 2 and 3 started making money for. I don't think those other exclusives, you know what I'm saying, that was pretty good, did anything.
Well, this time around, the exclusives are actually selling on the PS4. They are selling not the greatest, but they're selling 2 million. They're selling better than Microsoft's exclusives. I know that. That's a fact.
Well, it's more than double the install base.
Yeah, I mean, bigger install, but that's what it is. That's where the developers are going to go. One thing you can't deny, developers are going to go where the install base is. They'll give the better deals to Sony. That's why Microsoft has to catch that shit up,
Especially with, Dave, you just said something about what you said, giving the better deals to Sony. Phil Spencer, he came out and said that it's not the case. That basically
Sony still has to pay the full amount.
I don't believe that. It's whoever has the biggest market that they're going to go after. It's just like Walmart. They're going to give Walmart the bigger deals over Kmart because they have more people that go to that store. It's a fact.
Yeah, it is true.
It's like back in the day, Nintendo, they gave Nintendo the deals. That's who they were giving the deals. It's a monopoly. It pretty much, right now with the PlayStation 4, they own the market in the home console market. No denying that. Microsoft did do great at Gamescom, but I think they're going to have to keep going with this momentum to catch up to the PS4. But I don't think they'll catch up. I don't. But I think they'll do good this generation.
Yeah, that is true. So, hey. It is what it is, man. I believe the PS4 is it 50% of the market share? I believe that's what it is. So I don't know. It's I don't know. It could be that it costs it's less expensive for having third-party exclusives on the PS4 than with the Xbox One. Considering I don't know. It's a he say she say stuff, and I guess a lot of people was getting pissed off about what Phil Spencer said the other day, and they basically call him crazy and all kinds of shit. But I guess just with this whole. Oh, did you give us your thoughts and opinions about it? Oh, Dave.
What was it again? It was over the first party. I don't know. They could be doing this whole like remastered stuff just to make money. I think we are going to see less first party though this generation. I will say that, not as much as last generation, but like games like Last of Us, when that comes out, that's going to move consoles. Last of Us 2, that game done well last generation, and it fucking done great this generation on the remaster. That game's amazing. It's one of my favorite games with Gears of War 1. One of my favorite games of the newer generations. Those two games I love. That's what made me buy an Xbox One was the Gears of War remaster, believe it or not. When they dropped that, and Gears of War 4, what I saw at E3. I was amazed by Gears of War 4. I know everybody said it was dark, and I said, that's the fucking setting of the game. It looks awesome.
It's always been dark. Like, I don't understand what people are talking about.
You know, but
just
with,
being
like,
fanboys.
With Sony, I want to see like Siphon Filter. I want to see Twisted Metal. I want to see the.
Wow, you going back to the PS1 days?
Well, yeah, that's what I played. I'm not these newer generation people that are fucking never heard of games like they seen the last Twisted Metal, maybe played that, and they're like, this is garbage. Not the older ones. Like I want to see Siphon Filter. I love those games. You know, I like Ridge Racer. I grew up on that shit. PlayStation 1 was my favorite for Sony. Hands down.
Oh yeah, they had a lot of great games.
I wasn't a PS2 guy like everybody else. I had a PS2, but I was on the original Xbox. I liked online gaming. I played that nonstop. I liked Halo 2, Ghost Recon. I played them to death. But I think Sony, I think this generation, I think these developers know what they need to do to win. Everybody's talking about exclusives. They want exclusives, but I'm just a little scared with Sony riding on this third party and going after this exclusive content. To me, it don't matter. If it mattered to me with Call of Duty exclusive DLC was on Microsoft, I would have bought it. I would have bought an Xbox One for that right away. I'm not big into Call of Duty much no more like I was. I play it, but I don't play it like I was. But I think like Uncharted 4, I think next year you're going to start seeing some games from, I think it's going to be actually a year after that, to really start seeing Sony going. But, you know, they got Street Fighter 5, they got Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 is one of my most anticipated games. I liked Uncharted 3. Plenty of reasons to buy a PS4. That's why I own both. And then they got Gears of War 4 coming for Microsoft, they Quantum Break. They got all the games I want. That's why I got both of them. There's a reason to buy both, but I mean, some people just don't like stuff. I never was like that. I always liked what Nintendo brought. I liked Sega, but I wasn't big into Sega. But there was stuff on Sega that I liked, like Splatterhouse. I liked Sonic. I liked Echo the Dolphin. I mean, there was stuff I played on those consoles. And every company I liked. I never had this hatred for a company, but I did have the things I didn't like about a company. You know, and Nintendo is definitely one of them companies I'm very unsatisfied with what they're doing in the home console market, because that's not the Nintendo I grew up on. Yep, but I think Sony will get going. To give them time. One thing you can't deny, Sony's not fucking. They don't have the money they used to. They can't do what they used to do with. You know, they're actually not in good shape when it comes to money. In the PlayStation market, they are. Overall, as a company, they don't have the money they once had. So they got to be real careful. And then you got this whole Morpheus shit coming. You don't know what they got invested in that. You know, who knows? But that's my thoughts.
Yep, that is true, man. And yes, I really hope that Sony you know, picks it up. You know, as far as their first party exclusives, because that's, like I said a while ago, that will separate the competition. You know, that will separate with Nintendo, with the Marios, the Zeldas, Metroid. You know, people buy Nintendo for those games. People buy Xbox for, you know, of course, Quantum Break, Gears, Halo. You know, same with Sony. People buy something, you know, PlayStation for, of course, The Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War. You know, those type of games. So if Sony keep doing what they're doing and dancing around, you know, like they just automatically won this generation, then they're going to wind up getting bit in the ass later on, because Microsoft is not playing. They are not playing right now.
Yeah.
And with them just basically just being lazy right now and trying to get all these third-party exclusives and time DLC deals, like, that's not making me want to buy a PS4. I'm just being real, because with third-party exclusive time DLC, like, I can wait. I barely even buy DLC, but I could wait on some, you know, stuff like that. you know, with first party games, like what you said a while ago, Dave, they bring back Siphon Filter, Twisted Metal. You know, they bring those games back, and Parappa the Rapper, in which I was a huge fan of that. I really like Parappa the Rapper. And that it was another game was similar to Parappa the Rapper, but it was a guitar game. It was featuring a female. I think it was a jammy. I don't know if y'all remember. Y'all remember that game?
What's that one game with the guy with the dog that was pretty cool? It was like kind of like not like Splinter Cell, but it was like it was on the last one I think they made was on the PS.
Dead to Rights.
Dead to Rights. Where are these games?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, I don't. These games are like gone. Maybe the developer's gone. I don't follow it that closely.
But
but
actually, that wasn't a PlayStation exclusive because I played Dead to Rights on my original Xbox.
Yeah, that was multi-plat, but still,
yeah, but I'd like to
games
see
are like
it back.
disappeared.
I would like to see it come back anyways, no matter who it's going to come on. I remember playing it on my PS. I think I played on the PS2, and I'd like to see a game like that again. I would like that.
It's just they got lazy, man, with some of these early franchises. You know, whenever they launch with Assassin's Creed, you know, Call of Duty, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's not working properly.
Even Rockstar, why is it always got to be Grand Theft Auto? Can't we get fucking Bully or Warrior?
Love a new Bully. Bully is so fun.
Why is it got to be the same ones? Where's the little alien dude? Destroy all humans. I want to see him again. I love those games.
You know what, Dave? You making some good points with the games, because I remember playing those games, having fun with it. But this so-called generation now, man, these younger crowds, man, they don't know nothing about them games, and they don't want to play them because it's not Call of Duty. It's not run and gun. It don't got blood in it. It's too many colors. You know what I'm saying? If it's too colorful, they don't want to play it because they think it's kiddie, and it mess with their manhood for some odd reason. I don't see how colors mess with your manhood.
I'll never understand that. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, cause like, yeah, you can know I like Nintendo, so I can play Mario and then you can play Call of Duty. Like, some people just can't do that, I guess.
Yeah, I noticed with all these companies, I'm gonna be fair, they're all going. A lot of them are going after the same franchises over and over.
Yep, that is so true.
Yeah, because you know what? That's what's working. That's what's working. They put something out and they like, okay, you know what? It's selling. Let's not try to make any other IP, and let's just milk this as much as we can. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you have to look to the indie developers and smaller games for any sort of innovation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like to see like Psyops again or something. I love that game.
Yeah,
I mean, that was fun. Like the guy had telekinesis powers, and you'd always see that black dude with a different haircut every time he was training you. It was fun. Like, I don't see that shit no more. The Warriors, that was a great game. Like, they're all gone. Like, I see just the same shit over and over. Now they got Halo 5 coming out with Halo Wars, I mean, come on. I mean, bring something else. They can do it. That's why I like Quantum Break and Scalebound. It's something I never played. It's new. That's what I like, it's new stuff.
That's why I respect Microsoft right now.
Yeah, and I'm still tripping on people talking about they pre-ordered the new Assassin's Creed. I'm like, who the hell pre-orders Assassin's Creed? Like, that shit is not going to run out. Like, you can go to it anytime.
Assassin's Creed, I always wait like 2 months because it's already dropped like half price.
That is so
I don't know how that ever became a yearly franchise. Like, I never understood that.
Considering how big the scale is of Assassin's Creed, it's insane to me that it comes out every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can understand Call of Duty because it's a shooting game, and yeah, like I'll buy Call of Duty every year. I fucking love Call of Duty, but like Assassin's Creed, I still haven't played all of them because like the game they take so long to beat. I just don't understand why they bring them out every year.
They're good games. Like I'm gonna get Unity, believe it or not, but I wasn't like had to have it day one. I played pretty much all Assassin's Creeds, but they're killing a great franchise, which they could give it a break for fucking 4 years and bring it out and sell blockbusters,
That's
but they don't want to do it.
This new one looks like a nice change, though.
Yeah, it does, but it's going to be pretty similar to the last one. It always is. It is going to be new.
Yeah.
Like, why don't they make like a ninja assassin or something? Change the story up a little bit.
I was hoping they were going to bring it to Japan or China, but they keep bringing it to a similar setting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they could do a different story with that, make him a different assassin, I mean, I don't know. I mean, same stuff all the time.
That is so true, man. Like, I don't know, like what you were saying a while ago, Dave. Like, it's just so many old franchises that they need to revive. You know, because of course, we had a lot of great times back in the day playing those games, and it's like it's repetitive every year getting these games that we played last year, the year before, the year before that, the year before that. Like, it's the same shit. It's just just I guess a different time, whatever. But it's the same game, man. Same game, Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, even Battlefield. Even though Battlefield was a little different this year, it's still Battlefield. We got that again.
Well, they changed. Now they did be fair that EA did change it up with Star Wars. I heard. Yeah, they changed it with Star Wars, and I'm happy about that. Star Wars
Battlefront looks so fun.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I get that's one thing I can't get to EA. Yes, at least we're not getting the Battlefield this year. I forgot
it's surprising, like how much EA has changed this last couple of years. Like they're giving out free DLC for Plants vs Zombie. They're bringing out that Unraveled game. Now they're bringing out Battlefront. I guess they're like tired of being the world's shittiest company every year or something.
They gotta do something before everybody abandons them.
They are doing better. You have to give it to EA.
A lot better now. Yeah.
And I like the new Ghost Recon's coming. I was a big fan of Ghost Recon. I think the new one's going to be good. That's Ubisoft, but I'm happy they brought that. There is some games coming that's different. I just wish they'd revive some old shit that we haven't seen in a while, like maybe The Suffering or something. Some of the games I grew up on I really liked. I'm really surprised Twisted Metal didn't make a comeback. Like they can do that.
It was a fun game back then. I don't know why they stopped. I don't understand. It was really fun.
One shitty game. That last one was supposedly that's the one I didn't get to play. And I didn't even bother with because how bad everybody said. They said it was just horrible, and so I was like, all right, I'm not gonna get it. But I mean, one shitty game ends the series. I don't understand that.
Now it's like this. If Sony will, basically, you don't have to give us a brand new Twisted Metal. If they freaking remaster the original Twisted Metal, then I'm on it because I had so much fun playing with a lot of my friends back then on the original PS1, and just look at the power of the PS4, with playing Twisted Metal, and that's gonna be a beautiful looking game. Just being real, and it like I say what Sony doing right now, I'm just not liking it, and it's I just think it's unacceptable. You got all these fans, 20+ million in the install base. You killing the competition, but you ain't doing shit about it. That's what's bugging me right now. And that's why I just want to put my little 2 cents about this. I just want to get y'all thoughts and opinions about it. And I really appreciate that y'all all actually acknowledge the shit that Sony is doing. And Dave, I know you're a huge PlayStation guy. And yes,
no, I'm not. I like Microsoft, and so I've always liked both of them. I was never like huge. I was always equal with both of them. I just really like the PlayStation 1 era, and I like the PlayStation 3. With last part of the generation, and it was like a mixture last generation. But PS2, I love the original Xbox. I never disliked any company really. Nintendo is the only one I really had a hard time with. The only reason I didn't talk much about Microsoft, I just didn't have a Microsoft console since I lived up in Tennessee, so I don't like talking about something I don't really have. I don't do that unless I've experienced it, Yeah,
that's understandable. That's understandable. I guess before we close this podcast, is anybody else want to throw out about Sony before we close it out?
Nah, that's about it.
I don't know, like Sony you need to start trying and please your fan base, because eventually they'll probably jump ship and join Microsoft because they're actually trying.
You don't like Sony anyway, Alex. You ain't got.
I don't. I'm just saying from an outside perspective. Like I said, from a guy who owns an Xbox and a Wii U, when I look at Sony and I see what they're doing, and I see it's mostly multi-pats and remaster games, there's not much incentive.
Okay, you got a good point on that.
I'm not gonna shit on them. I know you guys get mad, but that's what I'm seeing.
I don't care if you shit. I don't give a fuck. All right, what anybody else got? You got anything, Dave, before we close it out?
Well, saying that, Street Fighter's your favorite real gamer, what are you gonna do when that comes out next year?
Oh no! Oh, I'm getting it. I'm not shit on Sony.
And so you played The Last of Us, you said, right? That's a great game. It's like Gears of War. It's like me sitting there saying Gears of War sucks. Like Last of Us is amazing. Like it's a shame we only have a few games to talk about that are amazing to back then, but they still bring good games. But it's like back in the day, you bought a console, you got games. Like there was a variety. Nowadays, it's few and far between what you're gonna get. You know, there's good games, but not as many.
Yeah, it's not as many. Yeah, you're right. I want to play Last of Us. I want to play Bloodborne, Street Fighter 5, Uncharted 4. You know, I want to play those games. It's just, what is Sony going to do to keep me wanting to come back to their system, to keep that PlayStation 4 controller in my hand? That's what I'm saying. Like, those games I could probably beat within a few weeks from, But like I say, like, if they're going to keep doing what they're doing with these remasters, then it's just going to have me less interested.
Well, Street Fighter's not multiplayer. You play that forever, and Last of Us has those. That's one good thing about Last of Us. They have a great online and great single player, just like Gears of War. You have that. To me, replayability is the multiplayer. If it has a good multiplayer, I'll be on it. You know, I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm not gonna sit there and look for every trophy to get the platinum. I play the game usually through hard or normal and call it a day. That's it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that is so true. And that's another thing I kind of want to talk about, but I'll leave that for the next podcast about this whole entire trophy shit. But I'm gonna leave that alone, man.
Well, you know, some people are gamers, some people are frauds.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, anyway, I guess that's everybody, right?
God damn, they keep getting dropped from this fucking call.
Well, I guess that's everybody. Okay. Anyway, guys, I so appreciate y'all for giving me y'all feedbacks about this current generation as a whole. We talked about Microsoft. Surprisingly talked about Nintendo, even though I wasn't trying to talk about them today. And of course, we talked about Sony. And I really appreciate y'all giving me your feedback, and all 22 of y'all that was watching me. I really appreciate y'all for supporting this podcast. And I guess let's go ahead and go with you, Mr. Alex. Do your outro, man.
Hey everyone, ActivesiN here. Thanks for coming out. This was a fun show. Thanks, Real Gamer, for letting me on. Yeah, it was good. Talking about Microsoft. Gamescom was great. And yeah, we kind of got off topic, talked about Nintendo for a bit, but there's when you're in a room full of Nintendo guys, it's bound to happen.
Oh yeah, you're right on that, man. I'm still pissed off at Nintendo, but hey, I can't. I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna get a lot of people keep trolling me. Just gonna go with you, Old Dirty. Just gonna get do your outro.
Yeah, man, I just want to thank you, man, for letting me join another one of your podcasts, man. I enjoyed it. You know, we hit some good topics, and this your boy, Dirty.
All right, appreciate you for joining me, Old Dirty. It's gonna go with you, Mr. Dave.
I want to thank you for letting me join your podcast. Had a good time talking to you, Alex, and Old Dirty, and look forward to coming back again.
All right, so appreciate every single one of y'all for joining my podcast, and like I said, man, we all real gamers here. We don't discriminate on what company, man. Like we go where the good games at. We go where the good games at. You know, if there's some shit that we need to speak on, there's some constructive criticism. We are not afraid to go out and speak it. We're going to do whatever it takes to get the word out, so these developers, these companies, these corporations can hear our outcry, so they can basically correct the shit that they are doing now. And that's what we are here. We are here to speak on this shit that's going on in this gaming industry, whether it's good or bad. But like I say, I appreciate everybody for watching. I appreciate y'all for joining me, and everybody else subscribe to these great YouTubers channels. I'm gonna leave the link in the description below their channels. Subscribe to them, support them, and once again, I want to thank you. Like I say, man, just appreciate it. And I didn't say this last time. This past few times I had my podcast, I've been getting like more and more and more viewers. And like I said, I really appreciate y'all for watching me. I really do appreciate that, really. But anyway, it's your boy Regamer 27. Yeah, have a good day.